pure. And it's the conviction part that we often forget, but is made manifest in passages like this when Moses started making these kinds of requests of God. And this is what we hear. Moses said to the Lord, "See, you say to me, bring up this people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. Yet you have said, I know you by name. And you have also found favor in my sight. Now therefore, if I have found favor in your sight, God, please show me now your ways, that I may know you in order to find favor in your sight. Consider too that this nation is your people." And he said, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And he said to him, "If your presence will not go with me, do not bring us up from here. For how shall it be known that I found favor in your sight, I and your people? It is not in your going with us so that we are distinct, I and your people, from every other people on the face of this earth." And the Lord said to Moses, "This very thing that you have spoken, I will do. For you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name." Moses said, "Please, show me your glory." And he said, "I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will proclaim before you my name, the Lord. And I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. But," he said, "you cannot see my face, for a man shall not see me and live." And the Lord said, "Behold, there is a place by me where you shall stand on the rock. And while my glory passes by, I will put you in the cleft of the rock, and I will cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen." When the goodness of the Lord passes us by, it is certainly something sweet. But we also have to recognize that this is the goodness of the Lord, the epitome of what and who is good. And when that goodness passes by, it's a tsunami, and we are but little people on the shoreline with something that's 50 feet high and hundreds of miles wide that is just going to obliterate us with its goodness. And so when we enter into God's presence, we enter into that tidal wave that first is going to knock us over before it's going to raise us up again. So when we ask God to show us his presence, we have to recognize that that's a bold request, and much is required in and through that. And that's the journey that we as a church take every Sunday. It's a journey that you and I as believers take in our day-to-day lives of encountering God coming at us through curveballs and different perspectives and different angles. And let's not forget that this is the one who is completely good. And his goodness opens us up. It opens our hearts up and exposes all the places that need surgery and need fixing. And so that's what we come to do. And I'd like us to, as we're bowing our bodies seated before we stand, read this psalm together that helps us open up as God's Spirit speaks. O Lord, who shall sojourn in your tent? Who shall dwell on your holy hill? He who walks blamelessly and does what is right and speaks truth in his heart, who does not slander with his tongue and does no evil to his neighbor, nor takes up a reproach against his friend, in whose eyes a vile person is despised, but who honors those who fear the Lord, who swears to his own hurt and does not change. He who does these things shall never be moved. Would you stand together as we sing?